Lesson 1. Infer the meaning of idiomatic expressions using context clues. Let's try. Whenever Rene is under the weather, he gets plenty of rest and takes plenty of vitamins. Under the weather means letter A, out in the rain. Letter B, ill. Letter C, exercising. Letter D, below the weather. What do you think is the meaning of under the weather? Correct. The answer is letter B. Under the weather means ill. Now let's try another one out. We planned a surprise party for grandmother, but William spilled the beans and spoiled it. What do you think is the meaning of spilled the beans? Letter A, revealed the secret. Letter B, stopped the party. Letter C, threw beans to surprise grandmother at the party. Or letter D, planted some beans. The correct answer is revealed the secret. I hope you got it right. Let's now have the last example. Marlon's jokes wear thin after you've heard them 10 times. Wear thin is an expression that means letter A, become strong. Letter B, become funny. Letter C, become boring. Letter D, remain thin. What do you think is the meaning of the expression wear thin? The correct answer is letter C. Wear thin means become boring. Now let's try to check it out. We have here some expressions: under the weather, spill the beans, and wear thin. Do you know that these expressions are called idioms? Or we also call them idiomatic expressions. What are idioms or idiomatic expressions? Idioms are expressions that cannot be understood simply by putting the meaning of the individual words. Thus, when we say spill the beans, it doesn't really mean that you are holding some beans and you are spilling them out there. Or when we say wear thin, that it has gone thinner. It's way more than that. They have meanings as whole expressions instead of as individual words. You can get the meaning of these expressions by reading the words in the same sentence. By doing so, you can get the what we call context clues. So, what are context clues? Context clues are words in the sentence that will give you a clue or hint of its meaning. Now let's try another example. I was so upset about my bad grade that I had to listen to the music to blow off steam. I underlined the word or the expression blow off steam. Now let's check it out. I was so upset. It means that I am not feeling good because I have a bad grade. So what do? I have to listen to the music. So when you are upset and then you listen to music, what do you think will happen to you? We usually feel better. So imagine that a steam when you are boiling water will go off. It's going out. So what do you think is the meaning? Letter A, sing and dance. B, come down. Letter C, go for a run. Or letter D, boil water. With the keywords there, upset, and then you listen to music, the best answer that you can get is calm down. And now let us try this one. I answered the summative test easily yesterday. It was just a piece of cake for me. Piece of cake. What do you think is the meaning of this expression? Take note that we have here a word easily. I answered the test, but it was in an easy manner. Easily. What do you think is the meaning of the expression piece of cake? Letter A, difficult. B, effortless. Letter C, rough. Letter D, painless. The correct answer is letter B, effortless. How did I figure out the answer? Let's try to examine this closely. The word easily, the one that I underlined. Easily is a word which is actually from the base form easy, and then I add letters or syllable to it at the end, which is li. So easy plus li is equal to easily. So we have here easy as the root word, and li is called a suffix. And then if you're going to take a look, easily means in an easy manner or without difficulty. So it simply means that piece of cake is when you're making something effortless or less effort. In this lesson, we are going to talk about affixes. Affixes are letters or syllables added before or after a root word. Prefixes are letters or syllables added before the root word. For example, un plus happy, which actually means not happy. So it has its way of changing the meaning. Misplace, mis plus place. And exchange, x plus change. If you have prefixes, we also have suffixes. Suffixes are letters or syllables added after the root word. Just like, for example, when we say careful, that is care plus full. Careless, care plus less. And of course, just like the example that we had a while ago, easily, that is easy plus li. Let's now try to do this. She is wearing an unrefined dress. The girl is as common as an old shoe. What do you think is the meaning of the expression as common as an old shoe? When we have a clue, unrefined dress. Letter A, low class, ill-mannered, and uncouth. Letter B, affections that is given purely. Letter C, someone ought to be curious about something. D, high class, well-mannered. As common as an old shoe means? Yes, letter A, low class, ill-mannered, and uncouth. And that is very obvious when we spot unrefined dress. Let's try another one. Reno always disrespects his brother. I told him not to curl his lip at him. Not to curl his lip at him. And the clue that we have, disrespects. What do you think is the correct answer? Letter A, to avoid losing any more money. Letter B, to bring about one's own ruin and downfall. Letter C. Upward movement of the side of the mouth to show dislike. Letter D. Give honor and praises. Well, I think in this case, when you curl your lip up and with the clue disrespects, I think it's very obvious to say the upward movement of the side of the mouth to show dislike. How about this one? She hurriedly finished the report because it was already the 11th hour. 11th hour could mean letter A, almost very close to midnight. Letter B, last chance before time is up. Letter C, time when nobody is around. Letter D, time after the deadline. But always consider the clue that we have here. Hurriedly. It means that you're doing things very fast. And why is that so? Well, it's the 11th hour. So, if it is the 11th hour, it means, yes, it means that it is the last chance before time is up. Now let's talk about root words. Root words also help us to infer the meaning of idiomatic expressions. Now let's try to see how it works. In this example, Anna is in love of herself. She is a selfish girl. You have the expression in love of herself, and your clue is selfish. Self, which is a root word, and then ish as the suffix. What do you think is the meaning of in love of herself with the root word self in the clue? I hope you will not say showing love to the fish, because we are not talking about fish here for selfish, but we are talking about showing concern only for herself. That is why you have there selfish. Okay? So you should remember that root words are simple form or base form of a word. Now let's look at this example that we have here. The bank has confirmed the loan agreement, so it's a done deal. Done deal could mean letter A, untruthful statement. Letter B, everything has been decided. Letter C, something even worse is going to happen. Letter D, unconfirmed agreement. Now look at done deal and our clue, which is confirmed. Our root word says confirm. So which of the choices would stand exactly for done deal? Yes, letter B. Done deal means everything has been decided. Now before we are going to end up, let us just try to have the summary of this module. I want you to remember about idiomatic expressions. Idioms or idiomatic expressions are expressions that cannot be understood simply by putting the meaning of the individual words. And to understand these idioms or idiomatic expressions, we should look for context clues. Context clues are words in the sentence that will give you a clue or hint of its meaning. This is very, very helpful. And of course, you have to spot the affixes and roots. Affixes are letters or syllables added before or after a root word. And root word is also known as the base form or the simple form of the word. I hope you got it all right. For a copy of this module, please visit the links posted in the description box. Downloading of the materials is free.